CTV News with Lauren Stallone.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. An incident this past weekend at Woodland Cemetery in West London has left both staff and visitors unsettled. It appears someone broke into the burial grounds and cut down trees with a chainsaw. CTV's Brian Bicknell has more.
It's a place of peace and quiet reflection, but that peace was shattered by the buzz of a chainsaw when someone laid to waste healthy trees and shrubs growing amongst the gravestones at Woodland Cemetery.
First I've heard about this. That's terrible. It's terrible. I can't believe it. I mean, some stupid things happen here, which should never happen.
It's believed to have happened overnight Friday. Staff made the first discovery Saturday morning when they came upon this felled tree, which had all the signs of being cut with a chainsaw. Then Wednesday, the remains of this memorial tree were discovered when a partially cut trunk nearly fell on a man sitting under it. Woodland GM Kerry Blackwell says it's upsetting.
I just don't understand the thought process of this individual and why they would do something like this. This is such a peaceful place. People come here to remember their loved ones. So it's very concerning.
She says the cemetery has also had a number of thefts over the past year, including flowers and vases and other mementos.
Just disturbs me. Just disturbs me that someone would come in and do anything to a cemetery. It's a respectful place.
The sprawling property is bordered by a chain-link fence and the main gates are closed at night by security. But staff are well aware that if somebody wants to get in here after hours, well, this place is not impenetrable. They have filed a report with police. In the meantime, they're hoping regular visitors will help them keep an eye out.
Maybe we'll call them the Woodland Watchers or something like that. But if anyone is interested in helping out, they can certainly contact us.
Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
A memorial bench in honor of a married couple brutally murdered 7 years ago has been stolen from a Wingham area park. Tonight, the couple's family is pleading for the bench to be returned. Scott Miller reports.
Gail Fisher noticed something amiss with her parents' memorial bench last week when she drove by the park it usually sat in and saw that it was missing.
I didn't want to believe that, right? I initially thought that it was just taken to be fixed or something, right? And then when I had called to find out, I found that it was stolen, and I was just shocked.
Fisher's parents, Doug and Marion Fisher, were murdered on March 29, 2018, inside their Wingham area home. Gail's ex-partner, Kevin Carter, pleaded guilty to killing them and was sentenced to life in prison in January of 2019. The Fisher family marked the 5-year anniversary of their parents' death with a memorial bench in the family's favorite park between Wingham and Bluevale.
We had wanted it to come to this park because I have fond memories coming here as a child. We'd go in to get takeout and come and eat at the park before we went home, and it was just a spot that we enjoyed.
Fisher says she noticed the bench missing about a week ago. She says another metal bench in the park has also gone missing. Now the Fisher family is holding out hope, as faint as it may be, that their memorial bench will be returned or found somehow. The police are now involved, and the Fishers are hoping that maybe those that took it grow a conscience and return it, because this wasn't just some scrap metal they took. This was a bench that meant something.
It was something a little positive that was there for us after everything that had happened.
Fisher says she used to visit the bench and posthumously talk to her parents about once a month. She holds out hope she'll get to sit with them in this park yet again.
I would love that, yes, and my family would love that.
Near Wingham, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Michael McLeod, one of 5 members on Canada's 2018 junior team, recently acquitted of sexual assault charges, has signed a 3-year contract with Avangard Omsk of the Russian-based Continental Hockey League. Omsk confirmed the signing in a post on the social media platform X. McLeod was one of 5 players charged with 1 count of sexual assault stemming from an encounter with a woman after a 2018 gala celebrating the Canadian Australian World Junior Team's gold medal. McLeod was also charged with 1 count of being a party to the offense. The 5 players were acquitted July 24th. Testifying in his own defense, the accused charged with dangerous driving causing death told the court he wasn't the person driving on the day of the crash, instead pointing the finger at his brother. CTV's Nick Paparella has more from the London courthouse.
31-year-old Baha Ali told the court that he wasn't behind the wheel of his black Mercedes-Benz when it crashed into a Hyundai Sonata at Southdale and White Oak Roads on November 3rd of 2020. 68-year-old Joan Clubb, a passenger in the Sonata, would end up dying after being rushed to hospital. Ali testified that he was headed for breakfast that morning when he got a call from his younger brother, Muhannad, saying, "I got a phone call from my brother. He said I crashed. Ali said he raced to the scene and got there before police and emergency crews. I was shocked. I saw him and he couldn't even speak. Then, when approached by officers who showed up, I told police I was driving. It was a split-second decision. I wanted to help my brother. I've always taken care of him." Ali said his brother told him that the female driver of the Sonata cut in front of him and that he was not speeding. He added, "I wanted to put the blame on her so I could get paid for the car." However, during the trial, forensic evidence has shown that the Benz was traveling at speeds of up to 129 kilometers an hour in a 60 zone. Ali would eventually be charged with dangerous driving causing death. He has pled not guilty. Later, during cross-examination, the Crown brought up Ali's criminal record, which included assault causing bodily harm. Suggesting that he wasn't being truthful about who was behind the wheel, Ali responded, "No, I was not driving." His testimony under cross-examination resumes on Friday. Nick Paparella, CTV News.
An individual has been charged as a result of a farming accident that claimed the life of a 15-year-old in North Middlesex. Members of the Middlesex County OPP were dispatched to a farm on Park Hill Drive on September 20th to reports of a farming accident. Police say the investigation revealed an individual was located unconscious in a well on the property and was transported to hospital where they were pronounced dead. A 58-year-old of North Middlesex has been charged with causing death by criminal negligence. A student in St. Thomas has been charged after police say the child brought a replica gun to school. According to police, the accused went to a high school Monday, showed a classmate a gun, and made a threat to another student. Police were called and determined that the weapon was a pellet gun. No injuries were reported. A charity that provides free bicycles to those in need may be heading in another direction. The organizers of the Big Bike Giveaway say the next 3 months will determine their fate. Jerry Dewan has more.
Bikes sit under tarps in a Carling neighborhood backyard waiting for a new home. Many of these refurbished bikes will become Christmas presents, most through the Salvation Army's hamper program.
I don't need to have someone telling, "Oh, the big bike did this." I just want someone to take that bike and give that to the kid. And that's more than enough for us.
Just over 12 years ago, Shane and Monica Hodgson launched the Big Bike Giveaway from their Wortley Village home. Interest exploded with long lines of people hoping to get a bike. The giveaway shifted to Argyle Arena, where at its peak more than 700 bikes were given away. The challenge has always been finding a space where bikes could be stored and repaired. Since 2021, developer Shmuel Fari provided space at no cost, but Hodgson says that space is no longer available.
Times are hard for everybody, and building owners are having the same. We have to thank Fari for all the years he gave to us. There's no animosity, no anger. It's business. That's what things have to change sometimes.
Bikes currently sit in the Hodgson's yard and in the yard of a friend, but that can't continue through the winter. Winter is when Hodgson readies bikes for the summer giveaway.
By after December, if we don't have something, then we're going to start figuring what we're going to be doing for the summer. And it probably won't be a giveaway. It'll be something different, you know.
The Hodgsons rely on donations to get parts for the bikes, but say that funding isn't enough to lease space and they can't afford to absorb that cost. Shane is passionate about fitness and the overall benefits of cycling and wants to share that with others, especially kids. He says that will continue, but they may need to approach it in a different way.
If it goes on more, then that's awesome. If it doesn't, then we'll, like I said, we'll pivot and shift and figure what big bike will do next. And it's not going to be ever gone, it just won't be the same.
Hodgson says the giveaway has also helped divert bikes from the landfill, and the bikes also help people on limited incomes get to work or to training programs. He wants to continue that work in some way. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
London's Jet Aircraft Museum has found a way to bring home a key piece of Canadian aviation history. The facility, located at London International Airport, is fundraising to acquire 2 CF-104 starfighters. CTV's Sean Irvin reports.
As a jet aircraft trainer and its pilots prepares to take to the skies over London, these 2 men are working to bring a vintage fighter plane home. They are among the many volunteers of the Jet Aircraft Museum. The facility, opened in 2009, is home to multiple flying and static vintage aircraft. They include a rare Second World War Japanese rocket plane and other vintage aircraft from around the world. However, this museum's primary goal remains the entire available collection of RCAF jet aircraft. Long missing has been the Canadian-built Starfighter.
So what we're trying to acquire is 2 F-104 Starfighters. They're currently in another country.
That country is Greece. Unlike most other nations that purchase starfighters, Greece never dismantled them or sold them for scrap. Now the nation is prepared to sell 2 to Canada. But as you might expect, getting this project off the ground is going to take cash. A fundraising campaign is now underway. The museum hopes the public and potentially the federal government will help.
We believe about $60,000 Canadian will take them apart, put them in containers in Greece, ship them to the port.
Then once they get here, then that's when we start working on them. So it could be a couple years before we start seeing them out on the static display.
It is unlikely the pair will ever soar into the skies again, but as this is a flying museum, the potential for takeoff is never ruled out.
We don't think, being as these aircraft would do over Mach 2, that the Canadian government will say, sure, a private owner can restore these and make them fly. But if we can, we will.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Another headliner for next year's Rock the Park has been announced. Canadian rockers 3 Days Grace will play Harris Park Saturday, July 18th. The band will be joined by I Prevail from Detroit, along with other acts still to be announced. Tickets are now on sale. Coming up, the Blue Jays are the hottest ticket in town, but some are striking out.
5K a day is back on 97.5 Virgin Radio. Listen to Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben for your chance to win $5,000
every weekday.
5K a day.
Virgin Radio.
North American stock markets gave up ground today. In Toronto, the TSX lost 232 points, and in New York, the Dow fell 243, and the Nasdaq dropped 19. The Canadian dollar lost a quarter cent today, and on commodity markets, gold was down almost $98 an ounce, and oil lost more than $1 a barrel. There has been a major breakthrough in the Middle East. Today is about breathing a sigh of relief as Israel and Hamas have agreed to pause their devastating 2-year-long war. CTV's Heather Wright has more on the 20-point peace plan that led to this moment.
Standing on top of emergency vehicles, paramedics in Gaza City celebrate the first step toward peace. Honestly, these are indescribable feelings, this man says. We can't believe it. At Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, dancing and singing. hope that finally the hostages will soon be home.
This is the joy that we are waiting for.
While many important details still need to be ironed out, the first phase of this truce will see all remaining Israeli hostages freed in exchange for hundreds of Palestinians being held in Israeli jails. Israeli forces will also withdraw to an agreed-upon line.
The next 48 hours are crucial. We urge the parties, particularly Hamas, to follow through, release all the hostages.
Many questions still remain, with the more contentious elements of a long-term deal yet to be agreed to, including Israeli demands that Hamas disarm and the complete withdrawal of Israeli troops from the enclave.
When they disarm, whether Israel withdraws sufficiently to send a signal to Hamas that they can disarm, those are the questions going forward.
In the meantime, Israel is preparing hospitals to receive the hostages once they are released after more than 730 days in captivity. Palestinians hopeful that once the bombing stops, they can begin to rebuild their lives. A daunting task with an estimated 2 million people displaced, according to the United Nations, and much of the enclave reduced to rubble.
What we need, of course, is humanitarian supplies. We need food, we need water, hygiene, tents, equipment for the winter to support people in this new phase of the response.
U.S. President Donald Trump says the 48 remaining hostages will be released on either Monday or Tuesday, 20 of whom are still believed to be alive. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto. Global Affairs Canada is calling for the release of 6 Canadians who were detained by Israel after trying to deliver aid to Gaza.
We are the 6 Canadian citizens aboard the Conscience. If you are seeing this video, we've been attacked at sea and abducted by the Israeli forces.
The activists were on board a flotilla that was intercepted by Israeli forces yesterday morning, a little over 200 kilometers off the coast of Gaza. They were carrying food and medical supplies to the war-torn region. 2 of the activists are from Toronto, 1 is a doctor from Montreal, and 3 others are from Newfoundland and Labrador. It's still unclear what Mark Carney accomplished on his Tuesday trip to Washington, although the U.S. Secretary of Commerce dismissed any prospect of an auto deal between the U.S. and Canada. CTV's Mike LeCouture has more.
A day after the American Commerce Secretary said Canada must come second to the U.S. in the auto sector, Canadian lawmakers and car makers insist the industry isn't in danger.
They don't ask, is it Canadian or American? They said, can we ship it by Tuesday?
At a Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Canadian automotive groups tried to calm the waters. The head of the Canadian Vehicle Manufacturers Association says Howard Lutnick's comments are just posturing.
We know that we need each other. We have an integrated supply chain. Canada is the most important market for the U.S. auto manufacturing sector. So we should expect these ups and downs through the next few weeks.
The U.S. currently has a 25% tariff on Canadian-made cars, with a carve-out for the U.S. elements in those vehicles. However, the Canadian auto parts industry says their American counterparts are lobbying the White House.
Those Canadian assembly plants buy $25 billion worth of parts from our factories every year, and you're hurting us.
The Ford Motor Company reported that tariffs will cost it about $2 billion U.S. this year. General Motors lost $1.1 billion in the second quarter. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says the Prime Minister isn't standing up for the industry.
He's accepting second place for Canadian auto workers and continuing tariffs on our finished products.
The federal finance minister disagrees, saying the Carney government is fighting for the auto sector and its workers.
I see ourselves, when I say that, Canada and the U.S. more as complementary than in real competition.
That argument is likely being made by the Minister of Canada-U.S. Trade, Dominic LeBlanc, who remains in Washington to continue talks with his American counterparts. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
good evening. Meet Izzy from St. Thomas. Thanks, Mackenzie, for sharing your photo. If you are heading out for a walk as we head into tomorrow morning, it will be cold first thing. We have a frost advisory in effect. The temperature heading out the door 0 to +1, but a mix of sun and cloud at sunrise. Stay with us. I'll take you through the holiday weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
Julie Atchison joins me now. Julie, the long weekend is coming up quickly, and this is my favorite time of year. It seems like the weather is perfect to be outside and super comfortable.
Yeah, temperatures, when they drop down to the mid-teens, you can dress perfectly to be outside. You're not sweating and you're not dealing with high humidity. Many people love autumn. It's their favorite season of the year. We do have a frost advisory in effect. Now, frosty conditions are expected in Midwestern Ontario as well, but your growing season has come to an end, and that's why your advisory is not issued. But as we head further to the south, the growing season continues, although we are getting very close to that changing. Frosty conditions expected as we head into tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, anywhere from 0 to +2. Protect those frost-sensitive plants and trees if you can. Temperature-wise today, we hit 14 degrees. We were close to freezing this morning in London. 16 and 5 is what's normal. So for the first time in a while, we were coming in a bit below. As we head near the lakeshore tonight, temperatures this time of year, we're feeling the influence of the lake, so that keeps us between about 3 and 5 degrees, and near Port and Long Point 4 and 6. Areas like London, KW, Mount Forest, the Dundalk Highlands, all those areas will see some frost as we head into tomorrow morning. Satellite radar, we have high pressure, and that will be in place early Friday, but this low pressure area will be racing towards northern Ontario overnight, and that will drag a cold front and a low pressure system into our area as we head into Friday night, Saturday. What that means for our forecast is more cloud cover and the chance for showers. So we have a 60% chance of rain heading into a Friday night. And then Saturday morning, that probability drops down to about a 40% chance. Now, it looks like more of a passing shower versus an all-day rain, so not a stratiform cloud cover rain situation, more scattered in nature. So as that comes in, it will be brief. Just as you head out for your weekend plans, you could encounter some light rainfall, but not a drenching rain, so that's good. Heading into your Friday afternoon, a mix of sun and cloud, beautiful conditions. We'll take the high to 17 degrees. Winds will be light through the day out of the east at around 10 kilometers per hour. So rain Friday night, the chance for showers on Saturday. Saturday's showers will come and go fairly quickly. Sunday, we'll still be dealing with a bit of cloud cover. Now, there are two different forecast scenarios for the weekend, and the forecast has been becoming increasingly cloudy for the weekend and introducing the chance of showers, although I'm not expecting it to wash out your plans. Now, Monday looks beautiful. We are back into a mix of sun and cloud, but more cloud cover now on Sunday. Daytime highs over the weekend, 17, but we're up to 19 on Monday with a mix of sun and cloud. A mix Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, a bit of a dip midweek, but we're back up to 17 a week out. Midwestern Ontario, your forecast, you have more rainfall developing late afternoon, early evening, and then the chance for rain will continue Friday night. A few showers expected, especially in the morning as we head through Grey and Bruce County. More of a steady rain early in the day, while areas to the south, Huron and Perth, more of a passing shower for you. Sunday, mainly cloudy, and that cloud cover lingers into Monday, 17 to 18 degrees. Turkey Day fun outside, looking good. The probability of showers will be dropping off. Mainly cloudy Tuesday, but back into a mix of sun and cloud Wednesday and Thursday. And over the next 7, temperatures will average close to where we should be for this time of year, and a nice holiday weekend setting up with daytime highs in the upper teens. Lauren, back to you.
Thanks, Julie. The province is planning to spend $250 million to expand access to fertility treatments. The Ministry of Health says the cash injection will go towards funding 25 clinics, including 6 additional IVF clinics. Health Minister Sylvia Jones says the government's goal is to help Ontarians start and grow their families by shortening wait times. She says the investments will help triple the number of families benefiting from publicly funded fertility supports. This comes after Statistics Canada recently reported the country's total fertility rate hit a new low last year of 1.25 children per woman. London Health Sciences is looking to recruit patients to participate in a trial using a unique way to treat kidney cancer. As Pauline Chan tells us, it's already proven successful in treating other forms of cancer.
Currently, the standard therapy if kidney cancer hasn't spread is surgery. So either taking the whole kidney out or just the tumor and leaving and just a portion of the kidney itself.
Dr. Derek Kuhl says kidney cancer can affect younger patients with a genetic predisposition to it, but generally patients are older, and it's been associated with things like diabetes, obesity, and high blood pressure.
So it's one of the few cancers where we're actually seeing an overall rise over time in our population.
Kuhl has been trying a new minimally invasive way to treat kidney cancer.
It's called Y90 radioembolization. Fancy term for basically, we have these tiny beads. In fact, I can show a little vial here. They're tiny little glass spheres.
A catheter is inserted through the patient's groin.
We navigate that all the way up under X-ray until we get to the arteries supplying the kidney.
A water solution is pumped into the tubing, carrying the radioactive beads.
So then they travel along this catheter all the way through into the patient and then get delivered out the end of our catheter.
Directly to the tumor.
So the radiation will be slowly given over the course of about 2 to 3 weeks before it's really essentially bland. We have a lot of experience using this technology for treating liver cancers for about the last 20 years, and it's been really effective with very, very few in the way of side effects.
So far, Kuhl has done the procedure on 3 patients, and they're hoping to do a total of 16 as part of their trial. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
A U.S. federal judge has tossed out a defamation lawsuit by Drake against his own record label, stemming from a rap battle with Kendrick Lamar.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Drake had sued Universal Music Group over Lamar's hit song Not Like Us, knowing it contains allegations the Canadian rapper says are false and defamatory. The label denied the allegation and says it's pleased with the ruling. The judge rejected the suit, saying the allegations were part of a, quote, heated rap battle. The red-hot Toronto Blue Jays are the hottest ticket in town, and some are striking out, scoring seats for the upcoming American League Championship Series. Here's a small glimpse at the massive wait list with more than 100,000 fans competing to watch games in person. Some struck out searching for tickets, while others lucked out.
50,000th in line, have a couple windows open for Game 7, Game 1. And thankfully, I scored 1 ticket for Game 7, like right up high.
Here are ballpark figures on what tickets go for based on the seating chart. The lowest still coming at $400. The prime seats $2,000 per ticket. The team takes on the winner of Detroit and Seattle in the next round, which starts Sunday. That's our time tonight. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Lauren Stallone. Have a good night.